How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to Tokyo Rising, and today I've got a Thursday treat for you. Tomorrow, there's no episode, but there will be a video covering how to install and set up your own save game in Japan, just like my own. And with that in mind, I thought today, let's do 4 matches. How does that sound? Now, I will admit that is going to come at the cost of away days, but I feel like we have matches of significance to play today because there's 14 games played of the year. The season is 18 games long. Today, we're going to finish the first stage of the season and what could be the last stage of the season if we don't hold on to our top spot. And the reason I say if we don't hold on for it is because the form has been a little bit wibbly-wobbly lately. Despite that, though, I have signed a new deal at the club. We have a contract until 2026, so a 1-year extension, which is good. I've actually taken a pay cut so I can give some more money to players in the upcoming winter transfer window. And speaking of new players, I've had a new signing come in, a player who I think could be the solution to some of our problems. We'll talk about him right after the intro. How are you lovely lot doing? Welcome back to the series. It's episode number 4 already. If you're still enjoying it, go down below, leave a like, and if you want to just leave a comment about anything, really. It could just be how your day's going. It could be what you had for lunch yesterday. Just a comment. It feeds the algorithm. It helps me out. And I'll tell you what else helps us out. When high schools decide they want to sign my youth players. Yes, in our team, we have our under-18 squad, which, let's be honest, is rather underwhelming. In fact, Hiroya here is the only player of real note in our youth team, a player who I've had training with the B team. The rest of our youth players, nothing too exciting. And so it made me a little bit giddy when at the end of July, high school teams just decided they wanted and needed to sign some players. We have got rid of players like Yuta Nakajima here for £3,000. And I know what you're thinking, £3,000, that's not very much money. And you're right, it's not. But for a player like this, it feels like a good deal to me. Atani is another one of these youngsters that we moved on to our high school team. He moved for £2,400 a week. Takayama also left the building, again, to just a Japanese high school who wanted him for their youth team. I sold him for £6,000, but the one that might catch your attention is Hironiwa, the goalkeeper that we played last episode, at least on the bench. He didn't actually play for us. I've sold him. I know, we hardly knew him. We've got £3,000 for him, to be fair. I feel like that is good money. And the reason that I decided to sell these players is because there was a player I found I wanted to buy, but he was going to cost me £11,000 that I didn't have initially. I did get it with those sales, and it is this guy, Yuichi Ota, 19 years old. It's his birthday next month. We really should remember that. And he is, well, let's be honest, he's absolutely insane. He has really, really good physicals as a striker. He's awful in the air, mind you, but 13 finishing, 12 dribbling, good technique, good work rate, decent stamina, attempts overhead kicks. I was convinced at that point. He has joined us for £11,000, and as you can see here, he got 2 goals on his debut. But anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself there. You might notice by the league table, we've lost a few games lately. Let's talk about the recent form. Now, of course, last episode, we got great results against Aries Tokyo and Toin Yokohama University. After that, we took on Vons, a team who at one point were predicted to be good this year. They have really not been at the races. Their media prediction of second really doesn't reflect how good they've been. In this game here, we won 1-0. Ataki with a 7.5 rating was good to see. The more I've looked at our goalkeeping options, the more I'm coming to the realisation we need a goalkeeper in the winter. But this guy, you know what? He put in a rare good performance in this one. After that, though, this one. Perhaps the worst result during my time at Tokyo 23. Ataki, I was just singing his praises. He got a 5.9 rating in this game. I'll level with you. I did think about doing this game, didn't I, as a live commentary against our rivals in Tokyo United. Very glad I didn't. We were absolutely embarrassed, and it all came down this left-hand side. A set piece initially whipped in that we didn't deal with. This goal here, again, worked in the wide area. A cross went in. Ataki didn't look very good. You might have noticed by the right-back rating. Yeah, Mitsuhashi did not have a good performance in this game. Neither did Hattori there. Another cross in from that left-hand side. To be fair, of all the goals they scored, this one was perhaps the nicest from the right-hand side. Again, though, another cross from the wide area. We've never really witnessed this weakness before, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it boils down to. But either way, embarrassing result. They kind of ended our suffering with that 5-0 goal in the 94th minute from the spot. And the more I look at this game, the more I just kind of want to erase it from my memory. So after being absolutely smashed 5-0, we had a game against the team team in third in Toho Titanium. In this game, we took the lead 2-0. They scored right before half-time, 2-1 at the break, wasn't overly happy. They then scored on the hour mark to make it 2-2, and I was sat thinking, surely not. We need to dig deep. We need to show some resilience. And fortunately for us, to be fair, Suzuki and Handa both showed that resilience. First with Suzuki scoring in the 65th minute. Really, really good goal for this guy. And then Handa scored from the spot to make it look a little bit more convincing. Truthfully, though, this wasn't a good game. However, you know what? It wasn't a good game, but we showed some mental fortitude. We got pegged back to 2-2, and we still managed to win it. We showed no such character in the next game. The University curse continues. 3-0 up against Kokusai University. We drew 3-3. They very nearly scored as well to make it 4-3 at the very end. What an awful game this one was. Bizarrely, when you look at some of the ratings, they were quite good, but yeah, the University curse. I think that's what it's officially called at this point. And after that disappointing result, the next game was always going to be tough. Against Nankatsu, a team predicted to be very, very good this year. They were pretty underwhelming, truthfully, in this game here, but they did ultimately win. They scored inside the first 30 seconds, and I thought, this is going to be a problem. But Aoki scored from the spot for us. Sadly, they responded with a free kick in the 71st minute, and from there, it finished 2-1. I don't feel like we were outclassed in this game, but I don't necessarily think we did enough to win. So at that point, one win in our last 4 league games. We had the minor distraction of the Shakajin Cup. This is the cup competition, which if you do very well in, you have a chance to go and play for promotion in the kind of next round if you don't finish top of your regional group. We won't be doing that because, well, despite making it through the first round, 4-1 against Narashino FC, a team who literally don't play in a league, we came unstuck against everyone's favourite team. Yeah, Toin Yokohama. We played them last episode away from home. Played them at home in this game here. To be frank, we were bloody awful. It was 4-0 at one point. We'd actually got 3 goals in the last 20 minutes, but it was too little too late. Funnily enough, you can't go down 4 goals and expect to come back and win. Now, I didn't realise this, but when it comes to the Shakajin Cup, at least the Kanto stage, these games take place like 2 days apart. The first game was played on the 5th of August. The second round was played on the 7th. The quarterfinals was played on the 9th. The semi-final was played on the 10th. And then they played the final on the 11th. You'll notice a load of teams here. These are the teams that qualified out of our region for the main proper version of the competition. Yeah, I know it's really confusing. Basically, these games are all played in a week. So if we go well in the Shakajin Cup maybe next year, we could be doing some kind of blockbuster episode where we pray for a cup run to try and get promoted off the back of it. As for this year, though, given the fact we got knocked out of it, it's all about the league form. Speaking of which, we have won our most recent game. I alluded to it earlier. Otter made his debut in this game, the 19-year-old, and picked up 2 goals. I feel like he is a class above all of our other strikers. You think about Fukumoto, who I was very excited about at the start of the year. You compare him here with Otter. Otter, I do feel like he's just a class above. And also, I don't know about anyone else. Whenever I say the name Otter, I'm just imagining an animal of an otter playing up front for us. Probably just me. But yes, this result was a good one. We won 3-1, and crucially in this game, we actually played Fukumoto out at right mid. He's naturally a right attacking midfielder. We'd trained him to play striker this year, but with the new signing in Otter, I thought maybe he could play at right mid, despite the fact he's got 2 crossing. And I'll tell you what, turns out he can play right mid. In this game here, he bagged 2 assists. And you know what? I think that leads us nicely to the task at hand today. The title race is hotting up. Just as a reminder, topping the group gets us to the next qualifying round of the regional competitions. Bear in mind, there's still 11 other teams that would be playing alongside us for 2 promotion spots at that point, and they would be the best teams from across the country. As for here and now, though, there's still a bit of a gauntlet for us. There are basically 4 teams in major contention to win the league and get that automatic promotion spot. We are 4 points clear right now, but critically, we do have to play Aries Tokyo in second in our second game of today's episode. We also have games against teams in 9th, 10th and 6th. And with destiny in our own hand and knowing that we can afford to slip up at least once, I do feel like we should be winning things from here. I feel like we should be good to top the table. And yet, based on recent form, I'm scared of bottling it. Because let's be honest, when you look at this recent form, it is nowhere near as inspiring as it was at the start of the year, and it feels like everyone else is getting better as we're starting to slow down a little. Now, I will warn you that given the fact we're doing 4 games today, no away day, I'm sorry. And if you were wondering, by the way, Jack, these are the last 4 league games. What happens if you just, don't finish top? Does the season just end? No, fret not. There is another cup competition for us to play in amongst teams in our region. We would have that to end the year, and we'll try and cheer ourselves up playing in next episode. I feel like it wouldn't cheer me up to play in that competition. Let's try and end the Kanto Soccer League Division 1 season with a bang. It rolls off the tongue. Our first opposition today are Vertfi. They're in 9th. They are battling for their lives right now. They're going to want to win this. Now, we have still been dealing with a fair few injuries, and one area where we are having issues is in the wide midfield area. Matsumoto has picked up an injury and could be out for 4 weeks. He may well miss the rest of the season. And a player who may well have been his replacement in Shimizu is also injured. This is one of the reasons why Fukumoto playing out on the right-hand side with Ota's addition kind of makes sense. It does mean that Hattori is playing out on the left-hand side, but actually, despite the fact he's right-footed with no left foot, apparently this is his better position. I don't know if that's saying a great deal for a guy with 2 crossing and 1 dribbling, but yeah, he's in his natural habitat now. Of our striking options, Suzuki is the one who finds himself on the bench for today's game. I've decided to go with Handa up top. Handa has been struggling for form a little bit lately, but I had a chat with him. We got shouty, and I do feel like Suzuki with his physicals is just a good plan B to have on off the bench. We're going to submit our team for this game. Mitsuhashi at right back did miss a little bit of game time recently through injury, but he is going to start in this game here. We really need to win. At the start of this season, I didn't think there was really a chance we could top our group, but I think through a combination of a bit of fortune, being underestimated, and being able to just hit teams on the counter with some set-piece efficiency to boot, we find ourselves in a great position to maybe top things today. And I'll tell you what, it's off to a bloody good start. It's 1-0, and it was Handa set up by Hattori. I talked about his natural habitat. He's found it, and this is what 2 crossing gets you in the Japanese 5th tier. Look at that cross. Does that count as a cross in the match engine? I have no idea. Now, of course, today's opposition are in the relegation zone. We really should be beating them. This is a good start, he says, as they have a free kick. Don't do it to me, Football Manager. The game is listening. Ataki. Good save. Aoki at left back. I feel like of our fullback options, Aoki has had a really good standout year. What a ball that is to Otter. Is he onside? If he's onside, it's an insane goal and it's an insane assist by Hattori. Sadly, he's offside. It's not going to count. Aoki, I've just spent 2 seconds bigging him up as our best fullback option. He's whipping it in there, and he has found Kim's head. Kim's second goal of the year. The South Korean centre-back brought in because of 11 jumping reach. He's done a questionable salute there. We'll ignore that. What a lovely header that was, though, at the back post. He leapt. I was going to say like a salmon. Should we go with a salmon? We can go with a salmon. He leapt like a salmon. I was looking for a more inspiring animal. I was trying to think of a Japanese animal, and I wanted to say kangaroo, but that's Australian. I am educated, I promise. Right, Aoki. Same again? Why not? Whipping it in. Who's there? Handa who? Handa to Otter to crossbar and out. That is some of the worst commentary ever. I'm so sorry. 3 minutes left of the half. We are 2 goals to the boot. Look, they're in the relegation zone. We should be beating them. We are doing what is expected right now. And Hattori, I'll be honest, he has been man of the match right now at left mid. Can he make something magical happen here? 1 dribbling, 2 crossing. Otter heads it. Why did he try and overhead kick that? I got told this bloke would do overhead kicks. I feel lied to. Let's not get too worked up and worried about that, though. Look, we're 2-0 up at the break. They've had 2 shots. They've had a load of possession, done nothing with it. The game plan is working. I feel like given the fact Ota got 2 goals on his debut, it's perhaps unreasonable to expect him to get 2 goals every single game. And yeah, I'm still expecting him to maybe get on the score sheet here. Hattori at the back post cleared away, but only for Aoki, who's been absolutely top draw. He lays it back to Hattori. He whips it back post. Fukumoto is there. It's 3-0. I want to be like, we're playing amazing. Tokyo United are 5-1 up in their game. They're one of the teams we're competing against. So we're not going to get too carried away. Hour played here. I'm going to take off Otter and make some other changes just to get some fresh legs onto the pitch. The intensity and regularity of games is ramping up slightly. I feel like this is the kind of game where we can rotate things a little. Rest our best players. Maeda at right back, whip it in, Hattori's under it, it's cleared away, but only as far as Aoki, who's been absolutely essential, I feel like, this game. The left back feels like he's been involved in absolutely everything. Sauer breaks the ball down, lays it to Moriyama, the youngster, falls to Handa, and you got to Handa it to him. That was a great goal. Have I ruined a goal of the season contender with cringe commentary? Abso-bloody-lutely. What a goal this was, though. Moriyama is going to try and claim an assist there. He is not having it. What an insane finish. So top bins. Tachi Banner in goal for them. No chance. 3 minutes of added time in this game is going to come and go 4-0. We've done what was expected in the first game. The next game, going to be more testing. Nankatsu managed to win. Tokyo United won. Aries Tokyo did not win. They were the team closest to us. The team they lost to, though, in Vons, we do still have to play today. Hattori, by the way, man of the match. Bloody love this man. Look, if there's anyone who believes that dribbling and crossing matter, or that players can't overcome deficits in their attributes with really good strengths elsewhere, I feel like this guy is a prime example of someone who is just kind of good in Football Manager terms. 6 assists in 14 games. Not too bad. Anyway, our next game is against Aries Tokyo. They have just lost to Vons. That is a little bit of a surprise, but away from home against them, I feel like they are going to be the favourites. In our past meeting against them, we won 3-1. Let's see if we can repeat that. So I did mention earlier the fact there is another cup competition we play in. That is the Ichihara Cup. We've had the group stage draw done. Our group, of course, contains Tokyo United. They battered us 5-0 in the league. Now we're in the same group as them. And if you were wondering about the format of this competition, where our rivals Tokyo United are the reigning champions, as you can see here, there is 5 groups of 4. I think the best place teams progress. And if we just look at the rules here, there is then a quarter-final, a semi-final, and a final. I mean, it's a competition that it'd be fun to win if we could do. I feel like we should be okay in it, right? We should do okay. Although, actually, only one team goes through from the top of the group. So it might not even be that easy to get out of. Just looking at things here, by the way, the group stage of that competition starts a whole month after the league season finishes because Japan. I feel like that mantra can be used to explain a fair few things, including perhaps the fact that this league works as it does and we're in this situation. We, with a win here, could put ourselves 1 game away from topping the group and making the regional promotion stage. To do that, though, we need a good result away from home against Aries Tokyo. They're a good little team. Don't be deceived by the fact they've dropped down to 4th. A defeat here could move Nankatsu within 2 points of us with 2 games left. That feels uncomfortable. If you sat, by the way, wondering, Jack, where's the rundown of the team ahead of this game? It's the exact same team that played the last game. They're playing a 4-3-3. Feel like we match up against this formation quite nicely. We are, of course, going with the classic, the 4-4-2. It's worked well for us so far this year. Brexit ball, it works in Japan. Hopefully it keeps working for these last 3 games. I feel like when I look at this league table, if we don't top it, I'm going to be livid at the end of today's video. Okay, they've got a throw-in. Yeah, they're playing in yellow. For some reason, it shows red in the top left. I can confirm they're playing in yellow, and the ball's in the back of the net. They were offside. That's not what you want to see inside the first 10 minutes of a must-win game. 30 minutes played it. We've not yet had a shot. I feel like this year, the tactical system that we're using has surprised me with how well it's worked. And yet, every so often, there's a game like this where I think, well, they're not having many shots, but we've done literally nothing. I mean, 0-0 would work, but 0-0 isn't really what you necessarily want to be playing for. But at this point, it feels like it's what they're playing for. That shot was awful. We're quickly approaching half-time here. Finally, maybe we're on the attack. Have we had a shot yet? We've had 1 corner, no shots. But we've got the ball here. Aoki trying to pick out Handa. Ida to get the second ball, though, does well. Otter in behind. On the volley, for a moment I thought he was going to score an insane goal for us. It's been denied, and now they have a chance of their own. It's Abe giving it to Nagata on the left-hand side. Suddenly, at the end of this first half, highlights are galore. The ball is cleared away, but only as far as Ataki. I say cleared away. I think that was meant to be a pass. Whatever it was absolutely awful. Ataki is now going to look to launch it long. Handa gets the nod down to Otter, who's going to play it to Handa, who's definitely onside there. One-on-one. Can he finish it? He can't. Ito makes the save. Nankatsu are 2-0 up. That's just popped up in the bottom left corner behind my head. We have a corner here. Can we find it? Can we convert it? No. At the break, it is 0-0. And if we just look at the live league table, Nankatsu are now within 3 points of us if things stay as they are right now. Also, Tokyo United are winning. That's problematic too. I feel like at this point, Nankatsu are the big bad wolf to be afraid of. Or maybe it's our own players' performances, because so far in this game, we've not been good enough. I'm going to get shouty. Not going to overreact to make changes yet, but bar those late couple of chances we had, we really didn't do enough in that first half. And while they're on the attack to start the second, I don't like this. This isn't fun. Also, are they playing on the smallest pitch ever? How narrow is this pitch? Have you guys noticed that? You know, in the lower leagues, pitch rules and stuff are different. This pitch is silly. Like, it's very long, isn't it? It's long and narrow, which doesn't really suit a 4-4-2. It does, however, suit Ota, who is very, very quick and very, very good at kicking it at their defenders' legs and forcing own goals. He won't be given any credit for that. Abe with a nightmare. Mitsuhashi launched the ball over the top. Ota shouldered it down. Definitely didn't accidentally hit him on the back there. The number 27 squared it. Handa was there for the goal. In the end, though, the defender gets something on it, and it squirms just in. I feel like that's a completely unjustified lead. Not going to complain. Right, we have our noses ahead in this game. Now it's about getting an all-important second goal. Fukumoto trying to pick out Ota. That is shocking defending. The youngster in behind. I've really picked him up today. He's let us down again there. You know what? I've seen enough. Get the Ota off the pitch. Suzuki, on you come. Elsewhere, I think I'm going to bring in Takahashi here. Sawa, looking a bit dejected, not having the best of games either. Hattori as well. I bigged him up, didn't I, as a left back. He is not playing well. Moriyama, we're going to play out there. He is slowly but surely learning the art of playing left mid. I feel like he can't do worse than Hattori has done today. I mean, 1 goal to the good is kind of fine, but when you look at this match momentum, it doesn't exactly feel sustainable, does it? They're on the attack here. Shinohara with it, laying it for Nagata in the wide area. Half tackled. In fact, I say half tackled. Fukumoto's actually got the ball there. Ida back to Kajiyama. Takahashi, the centre mid, who's just been subbed on with one of the more questionable passes I've ever seen. But good news, Suzuki is there, nice and swift to get the ball, lay it to Handa, and Genya Handa, I'm going to bow to him. It's his 11th goal of the year. He gets so many important goals for us. He's done it again. Suzuki, on off the bench, showing a little bit of Buzzy Bee energy. Working hard in the midfield for the queen bee that is Handa. And that finish there is cheeky. Dinks it over Ito, makes it 2-0. With this result here, we only need 1 win in our last 2 games to guarantee ourselves a spot in the regional promotional stages. Of course, that doesn't mean we're close to promotion by any means. There is still a big challenge ahead, even in these remaining league games, to be completely frank with you guys. But given the fact this is our first season, we look like we have a system that works. I suppose my concern is, if we don't get promoted this year and we struggle as we score a 3rd, what a beautiful goal that is, are teams then going to stop underestimating us? And then does our counter-attacking system continue to work? Or is this like a one and done thing? You know, next year, teams will have us on their radars and they'll know what to expect. Here, I mean, it's working, so I'm not going to complain, but that is a bit of a longer-term concern. They've had shots, yes. They've not done really a lot with them. In the second half, we have been an absolutely different beast. We win here 3-0, and yeah, we were absolutely immense. Elsewhere, by the way, Nankatsu won, Tokyo United also won. Those teams trailing us with the wins, but it's not enough for either of them. Tokyo United can no longer finish top. Nankatsu are 5 points behind. They need us to drop points. They need us to drop points now. Our next game today is against Toin Yokohama University. They knocked us out of the cup when we met them most recently. We beat them in the league in the previous occasion. They are down in the relegation zone. I mean, are they relegated? They will be relegated if we beat them. We should beat them. Let's go see if we do beat them. Okay, folks, game number 3 today against Toin Yokohama FC. Win this game, we're into the Champions League stage. I think is it called the Champions League stage? I can't. What is the next stage of this qualifying thing called? It's called the Regional Leagues Final Series Group Stage. Yeah, it really rolls off the tongue. And whilst that would be very exciting, and it almost feels like we're there already, I don't really want to take anything for granted. I've already bottled it against this team this year. Now, in terms of team news, I am going with the exact same team that played the last game, but Matsumoto is coming back from injury. He could play 45 minutes if we wanted him to. Hattori did pick up an injury previously, but he's in a state where he is able to play regardless. Was maybe a temptation to change things up in the final third. Ota had an amazing debut, but has not been all inspiring in our first 2 games of today's episode, despite the fact that we've won 3-0 and 4-0, which are really good wins, but when you've got a brand new goal scorer, you want him to be the man getting those goals. So I'm keeping the faith. I'm really hoping he's not going to let me down. I will apologise if for the last 2 minutes you could hear my off-screen fan. It's quite hot today in England. I've not acknowledged it, by the way. We are in a new setup. The bloody light's not on, but get the light turned on. Yeah, it's remote controlled. We're fancy. I've changed the settings by accident. What am I doing? They will just put the controller down, Jack. Okay, head in the game. Let's get the result that we need. This is a game, if we win, job done. Life's good. Everything's simple. Kim, by the way, still on free kicks. I love Kim on free kicks. I've changed. I've changed my mind because of that. It's the first time he's done that ever. Just as a reminder, no matter what Nankatsu do in their game, if we win here, we will be champions. We will go into the regional finals. That would be massive. Lots of football, though, left to be played between here, then, and now. I really should zoom in more. I keep accidentally zooming out. This is not a good view, is it? Get inside, zoom in, Sour through the middle. Lays it to Hattori, the left mid. Handa with the ball to Aoki, the left back who's been absolutely sensational this year. He's going to float in. Ota is there. He can't get it. Hattori heads it against the crossbar. And Fukumoto heads it into the keeper's hands. Early stages of this game looking promising, but the sooner we get the second goal, the better I'm going to feel. They are maybe going to catch us on the counter here. We look like we'd overcommitted to the attack there for just a moment, but we have managed to win the ball back. Hattori, Handa. What is that? What is that? It's an amazing goal. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. Doesn't happen very often. Sour, Hattori, will be given an assist in the history books for this, but this is all about the effort. What is Handa's long shots? 5 long shots. 5. Imagine if he had 20. Actually, now, you know what? This is Football Manager. If he had 20 long shots, he probably misses them all, doesn't he? It's weird, right? Like, I want to be happy. You know, winning the Kanto Division 1 is a massive achievement. It'd be a great achievement to do. But knowing there are 9 other teams, or 8 other teams, including us, 9, celebrating their own regional championships, and of those teams, and 3 other wildcard teams through the Shakaijin Cup, only 2 teams go up potentially. It makes you realise that this is basically just filtering out all the crap teams. And as good as we've looked at it, we've looked definitely wibbly and wobbly at parts this year. That said, here and now, we look like the real deal. We look like a good team. We're knocking the ball around, it has to be said, with some real confidence. Otter, options wide, options in the middle, gives it to Sour. Lovely, lovely build-up play here. Hattori skips inside, loses out the ball though. And now Takia with it. Imagine if we go on to lose this game from here. I don't want to imagine it, just to be clear, but imagine if for a moment we did actually end up bottling it. It shouldn't happen. It won't happen. It's going to be fine. Hattori's going to score. I tried to make that materialise. He has actually hit the post there. I say I've tried to make that materialise, like me talking to the game makes a difference. Sometimes I feel like it does. Nurashi in the middle here, being absolutely harassed. Is that Hattori? Of course it's Hattori. He's trying to make something happen. We're trying to force an error. The ball is gifted to Ida. Fukumoto now looking to hit on the counter. This is our bread and butter. Handa should have scored. That would have been a really good clinical counter-attacking goal. Aoki, I mean, still has the corner here. I've just realised Aoki kind of sounds like the Hokey Cokey. Oh, Aoki. It doesn't work, does it? It doesn't fit there. Oh, the Okie Okie Okie. Oh, the Okie Okie Okie. It's not catching on. I probably deserve to concede for that. You know what, Football Manager? I give you permission to score a goal for what I've just done there. I've committed sins to music. They've missed the target. I'm a very lucky boy. Oh, the Okie Okie Okie. Stop. It's not catching on. Thing is, I've not even got an alternative to knee stretch, arms bend, rah, rah, rah. I need to come up with that. Or is it arm stretch, knees bend? I can't. It's been a long time since I've done the Aoki Oki. Handa, do you know it? He knows how to put the ball in the net. That is a certainty. Sometimes I forget. I upload videos to the internet for thousands of people to watch. And often it's just me talking about the hokey cokey and forgetting the words. I mean, at least there's some Football Manager going on in the background. We've scored. It's 3-0. Kitai with the ball in the midfield for them. 20 minutes left. A mountain to climb. We've bottled 3 goal leads this year. I want to hope it's not going to happen again here. Kazumaki is fouled. It's going to be a penalty. Mitsuhashi, I think, is going to escape being sent off, but a penalty here, maybe to shift the momentum slightly. They're going to step up. Kitai to shoot, to score, straight down the middle. The clean sheet is gone. Everything's fine. Look, we've still got a 2-goal lead. I'm calm. Going to make some changes here. Sour is struggling in midfield. I'm going to bring in Moriyama for him just to try and see out this game. Elsewhere, the vast majority of the team are playing quite well. I don't really want to change anything unnecessarily. Kajiyama, maybe not at his best. I'm going to bring in Maeda at left centre-back. Mitsuhashi at right-back is on a booking, but he's looked okay in this game. I don't really want to take him off for the sake of it. It's not like they're having a load of the ball and we're chasing them and having to force tackles. Ota should have done better there. He's kicked it straight at the goalkeeper. But yeah, look, 14 minutes left. This should be fine. I hope it's going to be fine. Why am I nervous? I'm just staring in the top left. Time, please keep ticking. There is 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. They are going to come and go. It's going to finish 3-1. We are going to be the Kanto Division 1 champions. I don't want to watch the trophy lift. This isn't a real trophy. I mean, it is a real trophy, but we want to get promoted. I feel like if I over-celebrate that, I'm Tim Pot. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the confetti fall. I feel like it's some kind of curse. The board are ecstatic, and quite rightly so. We are going to win the league, but I feel like it's quite telling, right? When you look at the past winners of the division, there are teams like Vons, who won it a number of years in a row, and also Tochigi here, who won the title a number of years in a row. To be fair, with Tochigi, they did get promoted finally last year, but you can see, looking at their history, they finished first on 3 occasions, and then the year when they actually got promoted, they finished second in the Kanto division. I feel like that's a pretty good summary of how the league works here. Now, I did promise you 4 games today. I am going to do that Vons game in kind of a recappy manner. After that, I believe we will get our regional championship group. So you're going to want to stick to the end of the video to see the teams we're going up against. They are 3 matches played in the space of 3 days. It's a brutal occasion. That will be coming next episode, I believe. Okay, it's the last game of the year. Not a lot on the line here, but a few little bits of news. Mitsuhashi injured. Going to be out for up to 4 weeks. I don't know when the next stage of the promotion campaign kicks off. That could be a problem. Elsewhere, Matsumoto is going to be out for 5 to 11 days, and Hattori is suspended. I feel like with Hattori, at least, if there was a time to be suspended, I suppose it is now. I mean, really, I could just rotate the starting 11 that little bit more in preparation of the rest of the season, but I do feel like I want to play the strongest team possible here, really just to send a message to the other teams that if we don't get promoted this year, we're going to be back next year taking this seriously, battering them some more. Also, it's a little bit of pride on the line. I just want to win more games. Half-time in this game, 0-0. Far from please. Sort it out, lads. Sauer, edge of the box. Kurita, Ida, spoons it. Hits the crossbar. I feel like Matsumoto's been showing Ida how to do that in training. An hour played here. One of the most boring games of the season. Can it change? Here, no, Fukumoto's offside. Why show me that? You know what? It could be his last ever league game. Hayate Kobayashi, the club captain, not renewing his contract. His 2 stamina's not been particularly useful, and he's just not played enough, I feel like, for us this year. If it is going to be his last game, hopefully he can be the man to get us the all-important goal. I'll tell you what, I'm glad the title is not on the line in this game here, because we have been absolutely tragic. They very nearly scored. Ataki to the rescue. Okay, everyone breathe. Everyone breathe. We've got the goal. Chishima, the left back, right back kind of hybrid player who's in on loan as a backup. He's playing left mid today. I've been told off by his parent club for not playing him in position. His position is left back, but he scored it, so I guess it's fine. I'm sure they'll be fine with it. Nice little finish. 1-0. Did take 81 minutes. That's not what I want to see in the final game. I mean, on the one hand, clean sheet would be quite nice to get. 3 clean sheets in our last 4 games in today's episode would be great. You know, that is something that I don't really get in Football Manager. It's nice to be playing Football Manager with kind of this defensive philosophy that just seems to work. Ota, by the way, was subbed off in this game. He was absolutely tragic. But we have got the win, crucially, and to be fair, it's a good job we did win it, because Nankatsu won 3-0 on the last game of the season. They were flawless, Nankatsu, at the tail end of the year, but it was too little too late. Crucially, though, they are still in the Shakajin Cup, and if they were to do well in this one, they could still make it into the promotion stage. I have no idea when the regional finals start to happen in this competition, when the draw is going to be made, who we're going to play against. So I'm going to mash continue. And at some point, things are going to change. I'm going to come back then, probably panicking about the teams we've got to play. So the Shakaijin Cup is in full swing right now. The semi-finals are just about scheduled. Quarterfinals are about to take place. Look at the dates that these games were played on. 21st, 20th, 19th. These games are back to back to back. In a matter of days, we should have our top 3. Fukumoto's injured for 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know when the playoff rounds are going to be happening, but that could be disastrous. Okay, folks, we are in Group C, and our opposition are going to be J-Lease. J-Lease. I know nothing about this team. Their media prediction was first in their group. They've won their group. They played in the Kyushu Soccer League. They qualified by finishing first. They drew 1 and lost 1. They're going to be good, aren't they? Yuta Nobe is their key player. I'm scared. Another team in Group C is going to be Asuka FC. Their media prediction was second in the Kansai Soccer League. They look like a good little team. Ryota here is their key man. He's not as scary. I feel better about them. And the final team in our group, it just had to be, is Tohoku University. Of course, there's a university team here. Furuhashi is their key man. He is like way better than any players in my team, isn't he? It's not fair. Anyway, that is the group stage drawn. Those games take place in November. Just as a reminder, those games all take place in the space of 3 days, back to back to back. I think we know what we're coming back for on Monday. Anyway, today's episode has been a longer one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Given the fact that we've got the regional promotion league stuff to play, I'm not going to worry about the Kanto Soccer League Ichihara Cup unless maybe we go to the final. And even then, I don't know if I really care about this. My board want me to reach the quarterfinal. We'll just hope we do that. Like I said, no regular episode tomorrow, although I will be doing a complete guide to setting up a save game in Japan just like this one. If you want to check that out, come back to the channel tomorrow. If you want to come back and see if we can get promoted, stage 2 of 3 happens on Monday. I will see you guys then. If you enjoyed today's video, go down below, leave a like. I'll see you guys next time. It's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.